everyone and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at two Decepticon Micromasters, Direct Hit and Power Punch. And these guys are members of the Decepticon Battle Squad, as you can see up here in several languages. So the front of the combined vehicle is Direct Hit and the back is Power Punch. They can kind of function as two separate vehicles, as you see up here on the top of the card artwork there. But they are meant to connect together into one long vehicle. So that's why they have kind of a similar color scheme, and they do have the connection spot right here in the front because they're meant to combine together. These guys definitely an homage to some G1 characters. I remember back in the day I had a six-pack of like construction vehicles that were just like three of these basically that connected together. One was purple, one was orange, and one was yellow. So these guys are blue. I'm not sure where these ones came from. Maybe they were packed in with a vehicle or a playset or something like that. I'm not 100% sure, but very excited to add them to my collection. I think they look great. These guys are, I guess, technically part of, I want to say, Wave 5 for Siege. The other Micromasters in this wave were the cassettes that I already did of Rumble and Rat-Bat. So that and this pack are the two packs of Micromasters for Wave 5. So let's go ahead, let's get these guys out of the packaging, and we'll take a closer look. Alright, so here are these two guys out of the packaging. I really like the color scheme. I think this color blue with the kind of pink magenta works really well. I will take a look at Direct Hit first. Looking pretty good. Decent amount of paint applications as well. You got the dark blue here for the hands. Silver here, which is really for the vehicle mode, but still looks good. A little bit of purple here on the chest. Nice Decepticon symbol there. Face is painted pretty nicely. The eyes are very recessed. I think they're the same color though, for all I can tell. The heads actually do spin around. As you can see there, the heads do move. Now, it's not too bad to get Direct Hit's head to move around, but I can't get my fingers in there to move Power Punch's head around, so I'm just not going to bother. The shoulder joints have kind of a rotation here where the actual like shoulder meets the chest, and then you have a ball joint where the shoulder meets the arm. So you can kind of move that up and down there with a ball joint. Ball joint in the hip. You have technically a ball joint there in the knee, but you know, it basically just functions as a 90-degree normal knee, but it is technically a ball joint. So he looks pretty good, pretty standard for a Micromaster. Power Punch, very much the same thing. His head, well, his face is nicely painted. I don't really know what's going on. Maybe that's just like a visor for the eyes with like a bar across for the nose and then no mouth. I don't know what's going on with that guy. But he's got a nice Decepticon symbol there on the chest. He's got that same dark blue for the hands. A little bit of paint here. His articulation is pretty much the same. Shoulders are the same. Hips. Let's see. This guy might actually be... Yeah, he's just a straight hinge. But he pretty much has the same amount of movement as Direct Hit does. It really doesn't make a difference. He's got this gun on the back which can move around. If you wanted it to be a tail for some reason, you could do that. Now, technically, the directions show you can see that you could bring this around and kind of pop this all the way out. I'm not going to, though, because it's really deep in there. And I don't want to break it. I think the directions were mostly saying, like, if for some reason it would fall out, you can pop it back in, but I'm not going to try and force it out of there. But overall, these guys look pretty darn good. I like them quite a bit. He's falling over on me now. Just have to. He's not really top heavy or anything. I just didn't have his legs balanced correctly. They don't really have any trouble standing or anything like that. So let's go ahead, we'll get into transformation. Transformation is actually pretty darn simple. You're going to flip out these parts of his feet, just like that. You're going to peg the 2 feet together, just like that. Flip this all the way around, very simple, just like that. And then you're going to collapse these up. You'll see the little indentation right here, and that's what this peg on the side. So you're going to kind of rotate this up, and then it's just going to peg in very simply. And there you go. There is Direct Hit in his vehicle mode. Going to take Power Punch, and he transforms very much the same way. Going to peg the legs together here, then rotate these up like that, and then rotate the arms up pretty much exactly the same way. He's a little bit more difficult to get the pegs to fit into the slot, but you can still do it without too much trouble. And there you go. So separately, here are the two little vehicle modes. Roll fairly decently. He's, I guess, just kind of like a armored vehicle, kind of a tank, but not really treads or anything like that. But this can move up and down, so you can use it as an offensive weapon. This guy, just kind of an armored transport, I guess, but you can go ahead, rotate this peg down, and peg it right into the front there, and then boom, you have your combined vehicle form. Rolls pretty well, still get the mobility there in the gun. I think it looks pretty cool. I actually do like both of them separately, but I really like both of them combined as well. So I think that's a really fun aspect, and I hope they do more like this because I like it quite a bit. Alright, so I wanted to show off this guy's weapon mode. Pay close attention because blink and you'll miss it. There we go. He is transformed into his weapon mode. Hold on, I'll go back and do that again in case you missed it. Here's the vehicle mode. And there you go. That is the weapon mode. They, I guess they say these are missile pods or something. You literally just extend out someone's hand, peg it in right here on the bottom, and that's it. That is the weapon mode. It could be worse. I guess it's just like a bazooka, I guess. I'm not really sure. Yeah, it's all right. It is what it is. So I really like these guys. As for most Micromaster sets, I love the robot mode. I love the vehicle mode. The weapon mode seems like a dumb afterthought that isn't necessary. I mean, we have Battle Masters. They're crushing it as weapons. We have Micromasters. They're just fun little robots. I don't really need them to try to be weapons as well. You know, they throw it in. It's not hurting anything, and some of them work. Some of them don't. Some of them really don't. I think this one's kind of meh. It's not terrible. It's not the worst I've seen. That still belongs to the Micromaster cars, where they literally just lay one of the cars on top of the other one and pretend it's a gun. Doesn't really work. Now, these little pieces right here, the effect parts should pop in there. I just thought about that. I don't have any handy, unfortunately, but the effect pieces should pop into these indents. And like I said earlier, you're supposed to rotate the heads around 180 degrees when you transform them into vehicle mode, just so you don't see the head sticking out from underneath, but it's easier said than done, and I don't personally bother with it because it doesn't bother me. But if you're someone it would bother, the heads can rotate 180 degrees to hide the faces in vehicle mode. So just wanted to make sure I did mention that that is possible. But I definitely think these guys are fun. I hope they do more of these kind of two separate vehicle modes that plug together for one big vehicle mode, because I know they did a lot of those back in G1, so I wouldn't mind them doing some more. I'm also just really excited for the prospect. I can talk. I'm really excited for the prospect of them doing more Micromaster bases. I think it's really cool what they did with Omega Supreme, and then we have that kind of new weaponizer that we're seeing in Earthrise, where he does kind of still have a weaponizer function, but he's also a Micromaster base. So really hoping they lean into that and give us more Micromaster bases, because I think they're fun. But definitely pick these guys up if you can. Like I said, they should be hitting stores now. I found these at Target. It doesn't seem like Walmart sells Micromaster or Battlemaster size class anymore. Whenever I go into most Walmarts, I just see Deluxe class or Voyager class. I don't even really see Leader class anymore now that I think about it. So I think your best bet for these is to check either Amazon or Target, because they seem to be where you can find these the best. Eventually they should show up at Hasbro Pulse as well, so you can check there. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, thank you so much for watching.